5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I don't really care what people say. I don't really want what them want to do. Till I got to stick to my girl like glue. And I may not play number 2. The getting that. Need a lot of trees up in my head. The damsel in my bed.
Don't take out me woody.
Wagwan, what up, y'all?
Oh.
Welcome back to the No Chaser podcast. I'm Tim Chantarangsu.
I'm Ricky Shuck.
I'm Nikki Blades.
What a banger.
That was so good. I miss Shonda Paul.
Yeah, como se goes then. Sean Paul had some bangers back then, man. Like, and I remember I learned how to like slow grind on girls by watching I'm Still in Love. And I remember, and then I was at a party. No, it was at my party. I threw at my house, the crazy one.
Mm-hmm.
And this girl I had a crush on, something that tempo came on. And I got behind her and she started dancing and she was like, Tim, you can dance.
And you're like, yeah, let's keep going.
In my head, I'm like, yes, thank God I watched that video.
He's signaling the plane behind her.
I'm like thunderclapping.
He pulled his rag out of his back pocket.
Oh, God. Okay, I'm like, you want to pond the river now?
Because I can.
Oh, man. Good old days. The high school dance days.
Yeah. Loved.
Yeah.
Loved.
Do you remember your first high school dance, Nikki Blades?
No. Junior high was when I feel like it was the funnest. It was junior high. I did get best dancer in the 8th grade,
Oh, damn.
by the way.
Well, damn.
I know. Shaking my ass. I really shouldn't have been doing it back then. But I just remember it's like all blurred together. And I used to go, my boyfriend in high school, he went to a different high school than mine.
Mm-hmm.
And their high school was lit. Those dances were so much fun because I didn't really like anybody at my school. So going to the other schools to have the dances and the slow songs and then the hand going down the back. You're like, oh my God, he's going to touch my butt. He's going to touch my butt. And then he touches your butt and you're like, ah, I love it.
There was a girl. Oh my God, he's breathing on my neck.
Ah!
We
just like this. Oh my God.
On the dance floor.
That's what's happening in my head. I'm like, oh.
yeah, he's fucking jizzing his little shorts. We had a girl at our school whose mom used to be at all the dances, twerking, grinding with boys.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Get they man.
I thought I was going to smash that lady. Never happened. Never got close, but boy, I thought I was going to.
I think a few people thought they were, because she was with us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And she was tiny. Like, we were bigger than her. Like, she just felt like another student. It's like, yo, let's go.
And she was definitely what you know, Mean Girls, a cool mom. Because I remember kicking it with that girl and her homegirls one time in their apartment, and mom was bringing out little fucking wine coolers for them to drink and shit.
It was mad it wasn't right. What she was doing was not looking back at us like, hey, that was bad. Yeah.
Because back then it's like, oh, this mom is cool.
Yeah.
Right.
We cousin, we flirting.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Out there. She knows that we want to.
Yeah, and she just was probably Stacy's
loving
mom,
it. Yeah.
got it going on.
I also remember one time at one of the dances at Paramount, I was in the little, like, you know, I linked up with the little Asian crew at Paramount because it was only a little handful of us, right? And it was just one song. We were just being stupid, but we all started body rolling at the same time. Body rolling in a circle at each other, right? And this girl walked by and she was like, oh, that's what y'all do?
That's hilarious.
And I remember like, no. In my head, I'm like, no, we actually dance too.
You're like, look at my sweet dance move.
To this day, she's telling people that for sure.
She's like, yo, Tim. She's like,
no, Asians, period.
You know what them Asians be doing at dance? They just be body rolling in circles.
In a circle.
I was like, fuck.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Fucking losers.
I know.
Fucking losers.
Like shit. Yeah, high school dances were so fun. Funny shit. I remember. God, I'm gonna age myself with this one, but "To the Windows, to the Walls" was a popping song. Yeah,
dropping down your balls.
And I went to someone's dance. It wasn't my school. I went to that school for a year, but it was Bishop Montgomery High School in Torrance. It was a Catholic school, right? And I either went to their school or someone else, like a neighboring school's dance. And mind you, because since it was a Catholic school, they weren't allowed to play the explicit versions, right? But I remember they were playing that song at the end of the night, and they cut it off because, I guess they still felt it was inappropriate. But everybody was still dancing and singing it. And they said, "To the windows, to the walls, to the sweat drop down." And then they didn't sing my balls.
Oh.
They still sang the radio version.
Yeah, hey, man.
And I was like, oh, y'all are so good.
That's probably all they heard.
They was like,
just Tim's voice, "Pop,
yeah.
Oh, these bitches.
Oh, looking around.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, here's what I used to love to. Speaking of that.
We are 12-year-olds.
I remember when fucking the Whisper song came out, and the "Hey, how you doing, little mama? Let me whisper in your ear." And we were at an 18 and over club, and
those were lit.
yeah,
Yo,
man,
they were
so
way crazier than 21.
Yes.
I agree.
Continue.
Because people didn't care about getting drunk. It was just there to have fun. Yeah.
I seen my first public vagina at 18 and over club. I was like, holy shit.
What was the name of that shit again you went to?
Fabulous.
Wow.
Compton.
So I remember what I used to love to do during the Whisper song, because they were fucking whispering, I would scream the lyrics. So people would be like, "Wait, do you see?" I'd be like, "Wait, do you see my dick? Hey, bitch, wait, do you see my dick?" And people would turn around looking at me crazy. But fuck, it was so fun.
Oh, man.
The good old days.
The good old terrible days.
Reminiscing. It was bad.
Man, we used to really be in the club like all the time. Isn't that crazy?
I remember I got in trouble for going to an 18 and up club. My boyfriend at the time, the high school boyfriend, he was older than me, went to the club, but I lied. So it was like some holiday, and our family was at this girl's house in the town that, in Modesto. And so all of our family was there. And so she was like, "Oh, you want to go to this club?" I was like, "Yeah, I want to go. Like, let's come up with a story, whatever. We'll say we're going to the movies." So, we come up with a story, we tell our parents, and then we go to the club, it's lit. Okay. Thought I got away with it. That girl went and snitched me out to her parents. Her parents hit up my parents. And I had no idea why I was getting called out of class one day.
Wow.
Mom and dad showed up at the school and they pulled me out of school.
Wow.
Because my dad was like, "You embarrassed me because that girl said that you came up with the plan to go out to the club and dragged her out and she didn't want to go." And my dad was like, "It don't even matter. I have to whoop your ass off. Like, you lied."
Wow.
So I got my ass beat. Then I had a basketball game that night. I got my ass whooped so bad, but I got sent back to school after getting my ass whooped. Had to go play in my game. And my dad was like, "If you suck tonight, I'm gonna beat your ass some more."
Dang.
It was
I got money on this game.
was so bad. And I just was I will never forget that. But that night, I tell you, it was worth it. It was fucking so much fun. That's like, remember Sierra with Goodies, and then the cargo shorts. You wear the cargo shorts and it make it look like you got extra going on when you really don't. You have no ass, but you can move. Oh yeah, that was lit. It was so much fun.
Man, I can't believe we really used to be at fucking like little all ages clubs and shit, having a good old time. What was that one? Kokomo's? Kokomo's all ages
In
club.
Cahoots.
In Cahoots was 18 and over, no?
Was it?
I think so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yo, all ages clubs should not have existed.
No, they should never have existed because there was only a wristband dividing you from the adults.
It wasn't even that. I never seen any division.
No.
No,
Yeah.
because all ages clubs didn't have no alcohol. So
No,
But still, it had fucking adults.
yeah.
grown ass, pervy ass.
So that's why there was no division, but everybody could go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who the fuck came up with that idea?
Do those still
A money hungry ass
I
person.
don't
I hope not.
think so.
I feel like 18 and over don't exist anymore.
No.
No, it probably does.
I mean, but it just
I don't
feels
know.
like a liability. I'm just being honest.
I
It
should
just
know.
feels-
Yeah, it's.
I think they have festivals now. That's where they go and do all their dancing stuff.
It was wild times.
Yeah, X's on your wrists, and you know what I'm saying?
Oh my
I remember, like you said, when you were 18, you were just, it's crazy. We used to go just to dance. We just wanted to have a good time and dance.
Oh my God. And then the house parties, just going to the house parties and dancing in college. You didn't do that? We used to throw big ass parties. Like our house was the party house.
Word?
Yeah. And because we loved to dance, and I lived with 5 other girls. So we had the backyard, we had a big old house, and we would have all of the dancing parties, and we would go there. Then the baseball house is where everybody went and got real shitty. That was the beer pong house. And then it was so much fun.
Yeah, I didn't really, I feel like I went to my first, I remember being like a freshman in high school, right? And going to my first like actual like house party at the homie's house. And I was wearing some white swooshy pants. And I'm pretty sure I had a visor on upside down.
Oh, yeah.
More than likely.
Definitely.
Back
Looking like
then.
Malibu's Most Wanted.
Yeah. Looking like Monterey Park's Most Wanted. If you're from the area, that's a very Asian area. And that party was crazy because, like I said, my freshman year, I went to a Catholic high school, right? And it was very strict. It was a whole thing of like, you also have to conduct yourself accordingly outside of school.
Ooh.
So you could literally get in trouble for shit you did outside of school if they found out about it.
Oh, God.
And at this particular party, motherfuckers got drunk. And, but not me, I wasn't drinking back then. But a lot of these kids did, right? And also, there was somebody handing out what these kids thought was like some ecstasy or some shit, but it turned out to just be vitamins. But motherfuckers was acting a fool thinking it was on that shit.
Yeah.
So it was like, I think like a good like 8 to 10 kids got kicked out of school because because like whoever had found out about the party, and they were bringing kids in one by one, asking them about the party. And there was one kid in there who was like naming names, saying this person was high on this person was drunk off this. And it was a lot of people got kicked out because of that party, and most of them was just on placebos. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking birth control pills. That's hilarious. Yeah, I didn't do house parties until I was an adult, and I was sure I could fight my way out of something. I was fucking terrified in high school because my city was it was kind of anti-black. I remember this fucking guy. You went to a house party in the Sands. The Sands is this area in our city where each street starts with San Juan, San something. And they do not like black people over there. And he was like, you want to come with us to this party? I was like, where? He's like, oh, in the Sands. It's like, what? You trying to get me killed, man? What's wrong with you?
So I was new to Paramount at the time. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, and of course, I was cool with everybody at Paramount. My years at Paramount, it wasn't a whole lot of racial divide for my years. Apparently the year before me, there was a race riot. And then the year after me, there was race riot. Riot. But so I had no idea what was going on in the Sands. But I was like, yeah, Rick, come on, roll with me, dog.
So I would like to live.
I'm over here just trying to grind on a Mexican girl. Where did you learn? Where did you learn how to like grind on boys, Nikki Blades? I was thinking about this the other day. Like, where did we actually learn to dance? You know what I'm saying?
From my family, like there was always performing. Everybody was always performing. And mind you, I grew up dancing hula, so I naturally we always were dancing like.
Moving your hips.
Moving our hips growing up. But my older cousins, they were like beautiful. They were curvy. All the boys wanted them. Mind you, I was like super, super square because I wasn't allowed to do anything. But my cousins would always be talking about boys and all of that. So they were the ones that kind of led the way of like showing, with like pretty much anything I needed to know about boys, I learned from them. And they tried to put me on. And I was the dorky, awkward cousin. And then when it came time to like start dancing, I could dance. So that was good, but they taught me.
Now, you know your boy loves to eat, and I am a meat eater. Your boy is a carnivore. Rawr. That's why I'm trying to get cooking this spring with the best meat on the planet. That's ButcherBox, okay? ButcherBox is the subscription service that delivers high-quality meat and seafood right to your doorstep. You can choose from a carefully curated selection of 100% grass-fed beef, free-range organic chicken, wild-caught seafood, and more. And right now, new subscribers can receive a free grilling bundle in their first order. Now, that's just lit, okay? Real talk though, ButcherBox meat is like quality. You taste it immediately. I like to get a little, you know what I'm saying, ribeye steak, throw it on the grill, throw it on the frying pan, a little butter, a little salt and pepper, pop it. I don't even have to add a whole lot to it. And they just got good shit, man. Every month, ButcherBox ships a curated selection of high-quality meat right to your home. Free shipping for the continental United States. No antibiotics or added hormones. And it's packed, fresh, and shipped frozen for your convenience so you can save time on your next grocery store trip. It's an unbeatable value, less than $6 per meal on average. You hear that? You can't beat this meat. Kick off grilling season right with ButcherBox. Sign up at butcherbox.com/nochaser to receive a free grilling bundle on your first order. You'll get 2 10-ounce ribeyes, my favorite, 5 pounds of chicken, drumsticks, and a pack of burgers for free. That's butcherbox.com/nochaser to claim this fire-ass deal. Fellas, are you looking for that extra confidence when it's time for sexual intercourse? Well, let me tell you about BlueChew.com, okay? BlueChew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. Now, who don't like chewing? Blue Chew's tablets combat all forms of ED, erectile dysfunction, and can help men gain extra confidence for when it's time to perform. Blue Chew is an online prescription service, so no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy, and it ships right to your door in a discreet package. You don't even know what it is, so you open it and you're like, oh, damn, it's my Blue Chew pills. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. Ready to fuck! The best part, it's all done online. Blue Chew's licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredient and strength for your prescription. If you don't like swallowing pills, no problems here. Blue Chew, sildenafil, and tadalafil tablets are chewable. Wow, and you know what I'm saying? Look, I'm a grown man. I'm busy. I'm stressed. Sometimes I need a little something to help me go a couple extra rounds, okay? So, if you could benefit from extra confidence when it's time to perform, visit BlueChew.com. And guys, here's a special deal for you, all right? Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code TIM at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping, okay? That's BlueChew.com, promo code TIM to receive your first month free.
Well, check this out. This just reminded me. Where did y'all learn where babies come from? How old were you when you first found out what happens?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I feel like I never got like a lesson on that, like from my parents. Probably movies or some shit like that. That's what I learned about grinding too. Like movies like House Party or Minister Society, shit like that. I'm like, huh, okay, cool. And then your parents yelling at you, don't be out there grinding. Like, what the fuck is grinding?
You're like, don't do
Oh, you don't want me to do? Okay, I'm going to do that.
Yeah, I just TV movies, right? I remember learning how to dance from... So my parents would always put on In Living Color reruns because they just thought it was so funny, right? And after every episode, during the credits, they would all make a little dance circle and dance. And fucking Tommy Davidson used to do this little goofy ass shit where he pretended like he was like in a rodeo. Yeah. He would do this shit all the time, bouncing around. And I thought it was so funny, but I would always try to repeat what he was doing. And then like I would always end up doing that at parties when I got older because it's how I learned to dance.
Ooh, music videos. Obsessed with music videos. Was obsessed with learning choreography and doing all of the dances. Oh, yeah.
I learned where babies came from 3rd grade.
You asked?
You remember?
No. Yeah, I do, because specifically, I remember, I have really random, vivid moments that I remember. And this one in particular is one of them, because my boy, Johnny Weathers, came up to me. He was like, hey, you know where babies come from?
like he got
like information dealer.
Yeah, like he had just learned. Like, check this out, dog. You know where babies come from? He was like, dude. So boys put their things inside the girls' things, and then stuff comes out, and then that's how they get pregnant. I was like, what? And then when you first learn that as a kid, you like, so wait, we pee inside girls?
Oh god!
And you didn't have Google back then.
There was no Google back then.
You had to go to a textbook.
Pretty much. Then you start looking up shit like, intercourse, semen. You start looking up all this shit, and it's like weird. And I remember specifically, because we were talking about, me and like Johnny was the first one to really like. We started talking about that shit together, and then I think in 7th grade is when we like first kind of like we discovered like that we were both kind of like talking about jerking off at the same time, like discovering it in like junior high, right? And I remember like he was like, oh yeah, like, and we had these water bottles that we were playing with from some class, whatever. He's like, oh yeah, and then when you bust and it's like, and he did the thing and he like squirted it. And for me, I had never had my first nut yet. So for me, I had just been like pre-coming. So I was like, in my head, I'm like, nah, mine don't really come out like that. Like mine just kind of comes out like a little bit off the tip. You know what I'm saying? I was like, that's weird. And then and I just told this story on me and David's shit, and then when I had that first nut, like, because when I was like humping a pillow or whatever, and I was like, oh, okay, so this is a little what I usually feel. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep it moving, keep going. And then I kept going. I was like, oh, wait this is different. And then that first nut is like, ouch. It's like, and then it's like, ouch. This is too much. What just happened to me?
Didn't have an ouch, first of all.
You didn't feel the ouch?
Nah.
Bro, for me, it was so powerful. I was like, what just happened to me, dog?
That's interesting. Okay, so then you might not know this. So you were stopping yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I wasn't.
Okay.
But there is a time where you finish, but there's nothing to come out.
Okay, so I'd
before
never...
you're old enough, I guess.
Right. When you're not actually producing semen. Yeah.
So it's the exact same feeling.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But there's nothing.
Oh.
So when there's something, it's like, what the fuck? that shit will freak you out. But it was never an ouch.
Oh, bro, for me, I think maybe because I had so many instances, like I said, where I'd stopped because I didn't know that's where it was supposed to end up. So I was probably had like a month or two worth of blue balls that had finally erupted in this first initial nut where I was like,
You know how we have like Elmer's glue?
And it hardens.
Until that's probably what happened.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was like, oh God, this hurts. Let's do it again.
Who's gonna clean this cushion?
Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh boys. Life. It's a crazy thing. You know what I'm saying? Nature. It's wild.
It really is. The things I learn being on the show with you guys.
Well, how about you, Nikki?
Things we don't learn being on the show with you.
I'm sorry.
Girls don't say nothing about the shit they did.
No. Well, no, we don't.
Okay. Well.
Like, how does it even start? Y'all accidentally
rub up against something, or
I felt kind of good.
Right?
Yeah, that. Like that.
Like you accidentally bump into the side of a chair. You're like, hold on now.
I just keep bumping into
Wait a minute.
chair.
Okay. What if I do this? Okay.
What if I do this?
Okay. I go in a little circle.
You watch Pen 15, right?
Yes.
You watch Pen 15?
No.
Okay, so there's an episode where the main girl, Maya, it's all about her first discovery of like diddling her little cooch, right? And then she's fucking like addicted to it. Every second, she's just like rubbing on something, humping something, just got her hand in her pants. And then I also read a part of a Chelsea Handler book where she kind of shares the same experience, where when she first discovers that like, a little pressure down there will do that, she's literally like thinking she's being slick at the dinner table, diddling herself. And then one day her brother's like, Chelsea, can you cut it out? You're gross.
Stop jagging off, trying to eat my corn.
Oh my God.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Kids.
Fucking kids.
Fucking kids.
Kids are crazy, bro. Like, I remember, and it's so funny because there are different, like, things I watch on I saw something on TV. Oh, no, Turning Red. Have you guys watched Turning Red?
Yes, I loved that movie.
Okay, yeah, it's so good.
So good.
Some people, okay, like, they complain about it. Some guy was complaining that it's the horniest Disney movie he's ever seen.
this is kind of funny, but there were full-blown parents that were so pissed off at this movie saying that it was completely inappropriate.
Right.
I watched it and we talked about it on the radio because the guys hadn't seen it. And they're like, well, you're a girl. Like, what do you think about the movie? I said, one, I would let my nieces watch it. I would let the kids, because how is it that all these Disney movies pretty much talk about marrying people and making and having children and doing all this stuff, but you don't talk about having a period?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a metaphor for her getting her period and going through the change, and then her, fangirling over these, boys and like boy band
It's
stuff.
like, can you imagine like Tina from Bob's Burgers?
Yeah.
It's like it's a squad of them.
And hilarious, such a good movie. And I even asked my sister, like, what did you think about it? Because you have my nieces, Mia and Bria, and she was like, the movie was amazing.
Dude, it's so like
so good.
It's so funny. And the thing about it is, there were parents complaining that this isn't for my 5-year-old. Like, no, it's probably not for your 5-year-old. Yeah. She probably doesn't even understand what the fuck is going on. Like, are you dumb?
But
not
not
even look
once,
at what it was before you put it on for your 5-year-old.
but not once do they say, like, I don't think that talking about period is inappropriate. I think that telling kids about marriage is more inappropriate than talk. You know what I mean? You're literally raising children to think about marriage from the moment that they come out, and
or they even know how this stuff works.
Exactly. Right. But people are offended because they are talking about what happens to every woman,
and it's like a couple jokes about
right.
That.
Like the mom had pads. Just
yeah.
But it pissed people off. But I'm like, well, how are you so upset about something that you have to do for your daughter or your wife?
Almost every Disney movie has murder or death.
Thank you.
Yeah. Literally, parents always die. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. And tragically died. Not like Lilo and Stitch. They fucking car crash.
Ooh.
The sister's forced to raise her little sister.
Lion King, the man killed his own brother.
Killed him.
And then
Aladdin, he's lying in order to hook up with the princess.
Lying against man.
Toxic as hell.
Toxic as hell, but pissed off about a girl turning into a red panda.
Little Mermaid, a groupie.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, she is a groupie.
Yeah, she's a fucking groupie.
Literally in Turning Red, and this isn't a spoiler, but it is a good joke. I'm gonna ruin for y'all. Y'all should watch it. But like when the mom first thinks the daughter's getting her period, she's like, did the red peony bloom? And I died. It's so funny. So that brings me, I brought that up to point out that I could relate to a part in that movie where she's drawing like she's sketching her like little fantasies about this dude that works at like a little quickie mart or whatever,
So
and
funny.
the mom finds it. But literally there was I had that happen to me, and my parents didn't make a big deal out of it, but I was probably like younger than junior high, and I always like to draw shit, and I was like sketching like naked girls, you know what I'm saying? Just like out of my what I had seen, and my dad had like art books, photography books, so I was like sketching naked women's, and one day I remember I was supposed to be asleep, and then I heard my parents they found the drawing, and they were like, oh my God, look, he's drawing naked women. Like, what do you think? And they're like, well, I mean, he's not a little kid anymore. He's curious. And I was just kind of like, oh shit, they found my little pussy drawings.
My pussy pocketbook.
But it was like so real, And
Yeah.
it's like you're a kid and you're curious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm glad we got to this because the Turning Red controversy was, well, what I read on Twitter was so fucking dumb. There's literally a dude, like I said, he was like, this is the horniest Disney
no,
movie.
you're horny.
Yeah, bro.
Period makes you horny?
Yeah.
It's because they're all like, and plus they're all like ogling this boy band. That's what it is.
That's literally what we saw growing up. There was another part that was pissing people off was how she had to like go home and work with her mom. And I was like, how is anybody upset about that? I remember having to go home, clean, and then cater events with my dad. I'm like, that's just how we were raised. And there's so many people that were raised that way. But the internet, and I feel like it was a bunch of old white people who were saying that this is so unrelatable. How is that even happening? But I'm watching the movie going, whoa, this is the first time I've ever seen something that made me remember junior high.
Yeah.
All of that was happening from the Googling over, I remember B2K, Little Bow Wow, just like fangirling over these boys and then having to deal with my friends and then having to deal with whatever was going on with this, getting boobs, getting your period. kid and then having to work. Like a lot of my friends had no idea like what that was like.
Yeah.
We had to go home. I had hella chores I needed to do. And then we'd have to cater events in order to pay for like my softball or for whatever it was. And the representation I felt was finally there.
Yeah, I 100% watched Turning Red, and I was like, my first thought was, wow, this is Asian as fuck.
Asian as
like,
and the relationship with her mom.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I didn't like really get close to my mom until I was like 25. And we finally had to have a conversation. And a lot of the storyline is involved with the mother-daughter relationship, healing that. But not only that relationship, but the mother healing her relationship with her mother.
Yeah, why is the mom was like that? Yeah.
And you see this happening, and for the first time, it explained a lot for so many people because I know why my mom is the way she is. She is that way because of her mom. And then you look at that. I'm like, I am glad my sister showed that movie to my nieces.
Yeah. They need to do that. Parents, talk to your kids, man.
Yeah.
Early, too, because I'll never forget, bro. I was at a VidCon one year. I was waiting for somebody, right? And there's fucking kids all around. And they range in age. And I hear these girls, and I can't see them, but I hear them. They're talking about some YouTuber boys. I don't know who they are. But they're like, oh my God, if he wanted to hook up, would you hook up? And I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, I'll hook up. And another one's like, I'd put it in my mouth. And they start laughing and all this shit, right?
Yeah.
So I turn around, and these girls are young, bro. And I'm like, yo, what the and your parents brought you here. You didn't just come here.
Right.
They brought you here, they dropped you off, and they left. They know nothing.
Right.
They haven't asked you any questions.
Yeah.
It's YouTube stuff. I'm going to pay these hundreds of dollars for them to come and drop them off, and they're there talking like that.
Yeah.
That's what your kids are doing. You need to be telling them shit. It's out there.
Yeah, it's definitely out there, and I think that's why the conversation is important because we were all making those jokes in junior high,
right?
But I think like
these girls, they were young. Like it was like saddening. How do you know to say these things? Where did you hear hook up?
What I find interesting about the controversy around it is. How is it so difficult for these parents to have these conversations with their kids and take it out of the media's hands? Like, you're upset at a movie, but you should be having this conversation with them. I got in trouble on, like, off air because I had said jokingly that the tooth fairy wasn't real.
Yo, do you ever spend hours Googling how to care for your pet? I know I do. I love my little fluffy wuffy. Everything from why is my cat sneezing so much to what do you do when your dog eats a stick of butter? We'll skip the crowdsourcing recommendations from forums and social media and all that and get answers immediately with Fuzzy, okay? Now, look, I love my little fluffy wuffy. And I need this, okay? Fuzzy is a telehealth service for pet parents that offers 24/7 access to personalized pet care from veterinary professionals, all right? From everyday questions to the middle of the night emergencies, Fuzzy has the answers pet parents need, thank God. Through live chat and virtual vet consultations available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, Fuzzy can answer your pet questions, big and small, urgent and everyday. Fuzzy can also recommend the exact right products for your pet, all of which are handpicked by their established team of veterinary professionals. Yes! Because look, I get tired of looking through all these different pet products, you know? Oh, by the way, with discounts exclusive to Fuzzy members, okay? From getting your pet's diet just right to meeting their middle of the night needs to finally figuring out what makes their breath smell that way. Nothing is too big or small for a quick Fuzzy call, okay? And just for y'all, I got a special treat. Right now, Fuzzy is offering our listeners a free 7-day trial membership. That's right. Go to yourfuzzy.com/nochaser today to sign up. That's a free 7-day trial and access to exclusive member discounts on pet meds, supplements, food, and more at yourfuzzy.com/nochaser. One more time, yourfuzzy.com/nochaser for your free trial of Fuzzy with access to 24/7 personalized pet care and vet recommended products.
What? I was in shock. I was like, we say all types of weird shit on air.
Right.
And I got like, oh my God, did she just say that the tooth fairy isn't real? I have to explain to my kids that. I said, bitch, what the fuck? Are you seriously? They were pissed. Parents were so upset that I had said the tooth fairy, like, oh, so when your parents gonna tell you that the tooth fairy isn't real?
So wait, they were mad at you for lying on air?
They were fucking pissed about that. But it was strange to me because
she defamed the tooth fairy.
I was like, would you like me to say? Your parents work with the tooth fairy. But it's strange what they pick and choose to be upset about.
Yeah.
You're letting your kids listen to a show that talks about, like, our slogan is, if they're playing with balls, I'm all over it. But you're fucking mad about me saying that the tooth fairy is not real.
Right.
Like, you pick and choose these battles. There's a million things to be upset about, but you should be mad that you don't know how to tell your damn kids what's real and what's not. But that thing is on YouTube, watching those weird ass adults play out like stupid relationships. You come across some of those kid YouTube videos?
I've heard.
They're terrible. But you're mad about a little girl turning into a panda? Talking about her period.
It's mad weird, man. Parenting is hard.
No doubt.
I'll give them that. But it's like, you need to look a little deeper into something before you...
It's not that bad.
That's cool.
Oh, another reason why you should watch Turning Red too. I was like, why are these songs so catchy, right? The boy band songs. Yeah. Bro, written by Billie Eilish and Phineas.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw in the credits. I was like, oh shit. I was like, these are some bangers.
Yeah, they're little bops.
Let's go.
That's funny.
But you should watch it. It's good. It's a good movie. I really did like it for the mom storyline.
And Sherry Cola has 3 lines in it.
Yay!
Cool.
We love Sherry.
I still haven't watched Encanto. Not really.
I really like Encanto too.
Everybody tells me that. I got to put my phone down and try to just get past whatever it is that's making me look away every time.
Yeah.
When I new movie, I always try to treat it like I'm in the theater. And
I try. And then it gets boring. Something takes me out of it and I go to fucking TikTok.
Yeah. When I watched Encanto the first time, it was with my nieces and my sister. And so I watched it and then I was a little distracted, but then I watched it again. I was like, oh, this is actually really good. And it's nice to see diversity like in the storylines, and there's more than just like this girl trying to find the love of her life, you know.
I think one great thing about having a baby is that, you know, because I also watched Encanto as like kind of background the first time I watched it, but when them babies like a little something, you put it on 30 times.
Yeah.
You end up really watching it.
He's like, we don't talk about
good song. Hey, I like this. Put the baby to sleep. Let's put Encanto on.
It's good. They're stepping their game up with the movies. They have to.
I got to do that with Chia, man, because like, I tell you, as great as she is, bro, she is like not fun to watch shit with because like she is she's a passive viewer of things. You feel me? Like she is like, we will put on some new shit and she'll be looking through a magazine. I'm like,
Where do you even get a magazine?
That's what I'm saying. In my head,
we got all this technology. You got a paperback book,
or she'll be
like
scrolling.
51 ways to have a better body by summer.
So in my head, and I'm watching like this. I'm like, in my peripherals, I'm like, you missing this dope cinematography right now. I know you can't hear them say shit, but look at this sunset scene. This is tight, right? And and I always make fun of her. I try to shame her into it because she's a little more aware of it now. So she'll put her phone down or she'll try to. But like I always tell her, like, man, now that we had the pandemic and we don't go to real theaters, you'll never watch another movie again. Yeah. It sucks. It's never gonna happen.
Have you seen Old Enough? It is a Japanese show. I think it's an older Japanese show. It's on Netflix. It's with the little kids being sent out to do errands.
I heard about it.
It is so good. Okay, I want you to watch it and then let me know if you would ever let Veda do that. Sign Veda up. I mean, there's people clearly, you know, there's adults filming it and whatnot, but would you ever like do a little mini version with Veda?
I gotta watch it. I mean, I've heard nothing but good things.
It's so cute. It's wholesome. It's really wholesome. It's so funny watching the babies like go to the market and then watching them get distracted.
Yeah, so they send out like little kids,
like 3-year-olds,
to like run errands on their own, and they can figure it out. I've heard good things.
It is really cute. You have to watch it with subtitles, but it's so cute. I can actually see you doing a version of that with Veda.
Oh, I'm all down for ripping off Japanese shows and making my own version.
They're the best.
I mean, America already does this
all the time.
Yeah, man. You know, I think about that sometimes. Would I would I want to have Veda do any type of baby modeling or or getting into any type of commercials because she's so cute.
She is cute.
And she really does. She's good with new people. You know what I'm saying? She's not a fussy baby yet, so she could do good at it. I feel.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I'm like, do I want to introduce that to her so soon? I don't know, man.
Oh, sorry. You can go.
No, I feel like it's kind of safe to do when they're that little.
Right.
Because at some point they get to where they make a decision.
Right,
and
right.
I've seen kids like, I don't want to do this anymore when they can make their own decision. And then others like, I really like doing this. Can we keep doing it? But I think it's safe.
Did your parents ever send you to do something when you were younger that you would never do with Veda? Like my parents used to, they sent me to California when I was little, super little. I'm talking about maybe one. I don't know the whole.
What?
Yeah, I don't know the full story, but I got sent from Hawaii to California to go stay with my grandma and my aunt. I went.
Stick with us.
I went by myself. My dad knew all the stewardess, and they sent me and
people
by
do
myself.
That. People do that.
Yeah, so
not one.
I swear on
Veda's one.
No, not yeah. It's the weirdest story. I'll have to ask Dad the exact age, but I was super little, and I stayed with my grandma and my aunt in California. I don't know what the fuck my parents were doing. Side note, I was like, y'all just fucking gave me away? You didn't want me?
Bruh.
Would you ever send Veda to go stay with Chia's family for months?
Not at one.
Not on a plane by herself.
Yeah, we don't even let
fly
her
with her, drop her off.
No, they sent me by myself.
Yeah, that's funny.
She can't even, we don't even let her, she be running into shit now. We don't let her do anything by herself at this point, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess I have to see. She was my first one, so I guess we'll see.
Well, I was my dad's first one. What the? Dad?
Hey, maybe shit was getting hot. Where y'all was at? He's get up out of here. I don't know.
I think something was going on between mom and dad, and they were like, "We got to fix this." So, someone take this kid.
Something.
Yeah, but
baby on a plane.
3 months. We're no, for a while. My parents had to ask my aunt, my grandma, to yo, give back the kid. They tried to keep me.
It was well, we found her on a plane.
Yeah.
Stumbling around.
So if your parents sent you away when you were younger, please write so I don't feel so bad about myself.
I was gonna be they left me home alone when I was 10, but nah, they didn't put me on the plane at one.
Plane at one, yeah. I was I bought a lot of cigarettes as a kid. But that shit takes the cake, right?
And then they would send during the summer, my sister stayed with my aunt in Hawaii for 3 months. Everybody would be sent away.
I feel like that's kind of a thing people would you go away for the summer or whatever. We could go with your aunt or I never personally was gone for a season without my parents.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, I would go with one of my parents, go with dad for a month in Thailand or go for mom for a month because someone always stayed back and either was working or watching the restaurant. Mm-hmm. But I was never just dolo out there.
Yeah, really.
I've done the month at grandma's house with all the cousins.
Yeah.
Shit like that. Yeah.
Okay.
But my house was a city away.
Oh, yeah. They used to go to, because I played sports, so I was always kind of in another state or I was always traveling by myself. But my sister, she used to get to go stay at my uncle's house in Mojave. And that's 4 hours away from where my parents live. And our cousins, we would do the same thing. So our cousins would come stay with us or she would go stay with them. I only got one summer and my cousins hated it because my dad called every day and nobody was allowed to, they used to go sneak over to other people's houses and go hang out with other friends. I came around, all of a sudden my uncle wanted to be a dad. It was none of that. Y'all can't go nowhere. They were you're never allowed to hang out with us again.
He
Nicole.
was my daughters can do whatever they want, but if I'm watching my daughter,
man.
But he didn't do that with my sister.
He be tripping, right?
Yeah. Literally, that's exactly what it was. I was I didn't get to do none of this stuff growing up. That's why I wild out now.
I was about to say, maybe whatever you are now, they saw in you then. It was
I think
contain this.
Yeah. They're nah, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, we about to take Veda on her second ever plane ride. We're going to Maui for a little vacay.
Maui's boring, but great for families.
But we want it.
Yeah, that's totally great for you guys.
Yeah, because I'm so I'm tired. And so is Chia.
Yeah.
So we just want a week, just not do shit. We are staying at the.
Don't say it.
I mean, no, this won't come
But you
out for like a
can-
month.
Oh yeah, you
The,
going
It's okay. It's all right.
Hiki loud.
Nope.
Kuma
Nope.
huma
Nope.
huma.
Stop it. Stop it. Knock it off.
do the paper.
You know what? I just got back from Hawaii, and I was listening to everybody, and I only get a little bit of an accent every now and then.
Yeah.
But I realized my dad's accent at home in California is worse than most of the people in Hawaii.
That boy putting on.
I was like, hey, Dad, we don't, like, how is your accent getting stronger? And you've been out here longer. What is happening?
He's trying not to lose it.
Yeah, no. That is for sure.
He goes to sleep and just listens to Seth talking.
So that accent, right?
Pigeon.
Pigeon.
Yeah,
It's
pigeon.
like- yeah.
It's fun. I love it. But I realized recently I've never heard a girl talk like that,
It
but like
is.
actually talk like that.
Yes.
Until
Were you on TikTok?
yes.
Oh, which one? The girl that was making?
Yes.
So she's like, okay, so
I was like,
what we gonna do?
Yeah.
First, you gotta throw the bugger in,
Yeah.
right? You gonna whip that bugger up, Cherry.
I
Gonna
was losing it.
You gonna put them,
If I had
and
never,
like her body, you gonna
yes,
throw them in the microwave.
the energy's so aggressive.
Yeah.
Then you gonna bugger ono.
What's
So
cherry
funny.
mean?
Cherry is like that's
Like good.
like good. So
Yeah.
like
Like, hey, it's lit.
cherry,
Yes.
right? Like when people go like
That's-
chef's kiss,
White
it's like-
people will say cherry.
Do they?
but it's like cherry, cherry bugger. I said a lot. Bugger.
If I had never heard you do that shit, I
Yeah.
would have been like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Which were a lot of the comments. People
Yeah.
were confused as hell.
Yo, I've heard it, but never from a girl. I was like, huh?
Yeah, and I'm listening. I'm like, I see why my family didn't want me to sound like. But it's an area thing, right? So it
Yeah.
depends on like what area you're growing up
Right.
in. Everybody has like different. Like so I went and I visited my older sister. I have two older half sisters, and they live in Kaneohe. So country.
Mhm.
Now my niece doesn't really sound like that, but my nephew, there is like a town called Kahoku, and out in that town there's like this signature hairstyle that they have. It is like a bowl cut in the front, like
Mullet in the back.
like and a mullet in the back, but it's blonde. So they dyed the mullet blonde.
Okay.
And they all like wear this, and like it's the cool thing. It's like the cool thing now.
Oh, Tiger
and-
King.
the Hawaiian Edgar.
Yeah.
I'm seeing, my oldest nephew, he's 21. And he is straight laced. He's a diver. He has so much going on for him, Cyrus. He's like amazing. My sisters did such a great job. And then my other nephew, when he walked up, I said, "What?" I looked at my sister. I said, what's wrong with his head? She was like, "Look, that's what they do." I was like, "You let them do that."
It's what they do.
It's what they do. It's what they do. And my nephews smoke a lot of weed.
Yeah.
A lot of weed.
Mm-hmm.
As a whole.
Aren't they
family.
relaxed enough out there?
Nah, they're getting even more. And so my one of my nephews, he was smoking, and then goes and gets on his bike and starts like popping wheelies. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? She's like,
Life, bro.
this is. Yeah. And I was asking her, she has an accent. There's certain things like my brother-in-law, his accent's pretty thick, but he used to live in the Bay too. I feel like you have to have a conversation. It's not going to always sound like that. And when I was hanging out with them, I realized I was like, we had such different childhoods,
Mhm.
like such different childhoods. But when everybody gets into the accent and when everybody's going, no, if you guys were to listen, you'd be like, who the fuck is she? Like, who? We don't know this person.
Right. That's tight. I want to hear it.
Yeah.
It's an interesting one. 'Cause
Yeah.
I like I love a girl with a crazy lisp. like just sounds like she got juice in her mouth all the time.
Juice in
Like,
mouth
I like
and all.
that shit. Thick accents, all of that.
Yeah.
But that one, I was like,
Yo, pigeon is different. It is. But my grandma, whoo, when they sent me back home one summer, my pigeon was tick. Ho. And it was like that, ho, fuck, I went call home. Okay. So I didn't call. I left one voicemail. I was like, oh, I miss everybody. Oh, give so-and-so honey, blah, 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 blah. I'm going off, right? I get a phone call. You better fucking lose that accent before you come home because I'm going to beat the shit out of you. You like sound like one. It was like this. You sound ignorant. You like sound ignorant. I was like, oh my God. You have one too? I was like, you have an accent too? Yeah, but when I go home, I only have a little bit, and especially when I talk to my dad, I sound like a different person.
And that was your boss from the radio station telling you that?
No, my boss is probably like, love it. They're like, yes,
love it.
Back.
We need you to bring that ethnic energy.
Do more of that. And the little Filipino accent you do every now and then, do more of that. I love that. We love diversity around here, and you just happen to be everything, so you're the quota.
Well, that's tight. I'm excited, though. Hopefully I get to hear some pidgin accents.
You'll
when I
get
go to
the
Maui.
proper. If you're staying at a hotel in Maui, you're gonna be aloha. How are you doing? Oh, so nice.
Oh, some Mila Kunis.
So nice of you. So nice of you to come. Aw. Very vowely. It's very vowels. A lot of O's, owls, and ahs sounds.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah. But then if you go to the countryside, you can get one. Oh, you're gonna be one local girl that like scrap.
Okay, let me tell y'all this.
I want to meet it.
Let me tell y'all this. This story real quick. The first time me and Chia ever went to Hawaii. Now, mind you, looking back now, I would never do this. We pulled off. We were driving. We pulled off because there was a lady on the side selling fruit. You know what I'm saying? Like fresh coconuts. She was chopping the shits off. You could drink, like fruit, right? So we ordered the coconuts, and it was her and I don't know who else, maybe like whoever else in her family helping her run the shit. And they only took cash. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't have any cash. I'm like, I'm gonna go to ATM. I'll be right back, right? But so what we did was I was like, all right, I'm gonna have my wife, I'm gonna have my girl stay with you, so I'm not stealing from you.
Yeah.
And then I'll come back. I'll go to the ATM real quick. So then I'm driving, trying to find an ATM, and periodically I text Chia like, "You good?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm just sitting here with her," and I'm like, "Damn." Gia could have got kidnapped.
Yeah.
But I was like,
First off, it's an island. She's not going far.
yeah, true.
Where's she gonna go? You see, I can see you.
She still could have got kidnapped. But I'm like, looking back now, I'm like, probably not the best decision.
Yeah, you could have stayed.
Yeah, I could have stayed. I could have gave her.
He's like, how do I be the man in this situation? Do I go do the task?
Yeah.
Or do I stay and make her do the task? Like, it's so hard.
That is hard.
Looking back now, I could have given her my ID or some shit.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Or could have just stole the coconut.
Yeah, true. I should have just sped off with the coconuts.
Nah,
Run,
that's
baby.
first. You get one call. It was like, what? This car just pulled off in front of me. This is strange. They're getting out of the vehicle. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, then I'm getting kidnapped.
Yeah.
Now you're missing. You're in a jungle somewhere.
Well,
You're gonna have fun.
I can't wait. I can't wait to
You
relax. And thank you guys for watching. Wait, how long is that? I feel like that was good.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's hot.
that's right. Well, hey guys, thank you once again for watching and listening to another episode of the No Chaser podcast. Hey, Nikki Blades, give us a Hawaiian send off.
Hope everybody has one beautiful day. Stay cherry buggers. Shoots!
Beautiful shoots and ladders, y'all. Thank you for listening to the No Chaser podcast. I'm Tim Chantarangsu.
I'm Ricky.
I'm Nikki Blades.
Bye.